wanted you to give you a chance to tell people a little bit more about yourself and what you do and how they can learn more about you.
Sure. So I do a lot of work in the area of leadership in the age of disruption, which is why you kept seeing those threads coming in. And storytelling is my go-to tool. And I have been working a ton with chief marketing officers and their sales teams to help them understand how to take the conversation beyond the usual product tech spec that we tend to do, where, you know, one person comes in and says, we have, you know, this thing in the cloud. And then the next vendor comes and says, we have it in the cloud too. And it's kind of like a race to the bottom.
We have it in a fluffier cloud than theirs.
That's right. Ours are whiter than theirs are. And we will give you a half a cloud more than the other person did. You know, big ticket sales in particular. And I work with looking at go-to-market strategies in an entire region. Spend a lot of time with the CEO trying and understand what's the pushback coming from the market and what's the narrative. And we didn't talk about narrative at all, but narrative is that overarching story for your brand that you take to the market. You have to have clarity on that, because all the smaller stories that your salespeople, your account managers are telling, it's like all roads lead to Rome. All stories must lead back to the narrative, and the organization must speak in one voice. And the last piece that I help them do is show up in their own stories. And what I tell people is be present in your own presentation. If all you're doing is sitting there clicking slides, you know what? A chatbot is going to replace you pretty soon. So how do you bring your personal journey and story and conviction to connect with what you're wanting others to be convinced about? So it starts all the way from the C-suite, goes to the account managers and the regional country heads and all of that. But it always involves a very interpersonal one-on-one. Who are you? What's your story? What is it bringing to what we are trying to do in the market here? Which I find is a far more transformative approach to storytelling than saying, okay, here's a checklist. Did you get emotion? Where's the plot?